Hello, everybody. Hello.
We have so many people joining in. We have already 73 people here, 75
Yes,
now.
running in quick. It's very quick. I hope you're all excited today, and we're super excited to be hosting this event. And we hope you learn a lot of things, and we hope you also get a lot of takeaways from today's event. Please open. I would advise you all to open your camera. You want to see your smiley faces and those excitements to come to this event. Feel
It
free
is a
to turn on
beautiful
your
day.
camera.
Definitely, it's a lovely day. Please, guys, please remember to mute yourself, turn on your camera, and show us your lovely smiles. We have more participants joining in. It's 78 now. We will wait about 3 more minutes for more participants to join in.
Tell us about your day. Maybe type in the chat box. Anybody who wants to. Sorry? My camera is not working. It's okay. It's all right. It's all right.
Do we have
Tell us
any
about your day.
participants here who would love to share your day with us?
Anybody who wants to chat with us and tell us anything exciting. We're always here. We're always here to chat. We're always to talk.
Where are you guys from? Are you from Thailand? Are you from outside Thailand? What university are you guys from? Please share with us in the chat box, or else please open your mic and talk to us.
Wow,
Hey guys, how are you guys doing?
University.
Don't feel shy to have your cameras open.
How are you guys doing?
Great.
We're doing great. We're doing great.
Where are you from, Jay?
I am from Bangkok University International, and I'm Indian, but I was basically born and raised here.
Oh, that's great. That's great.
Nice. Nice to meet you.
Are you registered for your from your university for the competition yet?
Yeah.
That's great. I hope you're excited. Today you'll get to learn a lot about competition.
I think Sasha, were we in school together?
Yes, I recognize you. Yes.
Yeah.
Well, glad to see you here today.
Glad to see you too.
I see we have a lot from Mahino. We have some from Thammasat and from Bangkok. It's quite diverse. It's getting more diverse.
We have people from Thammasat, we have people from Mahidol, from Bangkok University. That's amazing. I mean, I was here last year as a participant. We ranked second nationally, but this year I'm here as an organizer. This competition has like always inspired me. The 6 hours case cracking, like it's so energizing and so intense. So it truly brings out the competitor within me.
It's so crazy and how time flies. Like you were competing last year and now you're the MC and organizing. That's crazy, right?
Definitely.
Yeah.
So we start in about 1 minute. We'll still wait for other participants to join in. We already have about 80 people here with us.
All right, we're going to start soon. So if anybody wants to share some stories with us, we're always here. We want to chat with you guys. We want to get to know you guys. So come on, give us that conversation. Tell us something new. Like we want to know. We want to know more. I found my old friend over here. That's quite exciting. I didn't think I would find my old friend here, but wow. The world is quite small, right?
Definitely. I mean, for the people those who are just joining in, we really advise you to please mute yourself, turn on your cameras, and please show us your lovely smiles.
We have 1 more minute remaining. Please be reminded to be muted throughout the session. And if you have any questions, please feel free to use the chat box or you can raise your hand.
We have some more friendships going on in the chat box, I see. That's lovely to see.
Wow. The world is small. Like, it's small.
Maybe there are a few more friends out here. You might want to talk to us, send in the chat box about where you studied or where you're studying right now. You might find your friends here too.
Yes, please. Yes, please. You might find your friends here too. You don't know that. All right, we're going to start soon. Okay, the time now is 5:25, and I think we've got the majority of people here. So, shall we start?
Yes, Sasha, let's do it.
All right. A really good evening from Mahidol University. It's 5:25. Thank you for spending your evening with us here at HSBC Thailand Business Case Competition 2023 by Mahidol University International College on tour session. My name is Arya Kanyao, or you can call me Sasha, a second-year student from Mahidol University International College. It's my greatest pleasure here to be one of your MCs today, and I also have a very good friend with me here, Piyush.
Hello guys, my name is Piyush, a third-year student at MUIC, and welcome to the HSBC Thailand Business Case Competition 2023 on tour session.
All right, to kick us off, I'd like to make a very first and very important announcement or introduction. I would say we are extremely fortunate to have her with us today. She's the head of sustainability from HSBC Thailand. With greatest admiration, please give your warmest welcome to Khun Roskamol Vongchowanart, or Khun B.
สวัสดีค่ะ
สวัสดีค่ะ So nice to have you here ค่ะ
So do you want me to start the welcoming?
Yes,ค่ะ, sure ค่ะ
Yes, please, PB, the floor is yours.
Okay, thank you. Sorry. Well, a very good evening, everybody. And on behalf of HSBC in Thailand, I would like to extend a very warm welcome to the on-tour session, the very first event of the HSBC Thailand Business Case Competition 2023. We organize the on-tour event not only for students who will represent their respective university to join this competition, but also for any undergrad student interested to know more about the business cases and how to excel themselves in the competition in future. So just let me give you a little bit of the background. We started this competition in Thailand in 2014, and it has been running over the last 9 years. Now, due to the COVID-19 pandemic in 2019, the format has been changed to a virtual event, same as the regional competition, where our winner this year will be representing. But chances are next year it might be coming back to be an on-site competition. That said, this year, with the help, the strong support from MUIC team, we're gonna bring the teams this year into the HSBC office, at some events as well. So the past 3 years competition have been run successfully by MUIC team with highly positive feedback from both the students and the judges. So we are pleased to bring it back again this year and believe that it will render great benefits to all of our participants. As one of the world's largest leading international banks, HSBC emphasizes the importance of digitalization across our entire operations. So the virtual competition will provide you with a great opportunity to sharpen your problem solving and presentation skills using online technology, as well as networking with peers from other universities. Today, you will hear from our guest speaker, Mr. Tomoghno Ghose, or Khun Tom from HSBC Thailand, who will share his experience on how participating in a business case competition has added value to his career prospect in banking. Last, may I take this opportunity to thank Mahidol University International College and MUIC Case Club for their excellent efforts to make this event happen, and I hope that you all will enjoy today's session.
Thank you so much, Khun Roskamol, for such a graciously welcoming speech, and I'm sure everybody will enjoy this session.
Definitely. So now let's move on to today's agenda. We are very excited with today's special lineup. First, we have invited a very special guest speaker from HSBC Thailand, Khun Tomoghno Ghose, who will talk to us about his experience from competitions as an undergraduate to becoming the Senior Business Planning and Execution Manager, CEO's office at HSBC Thailand. Then, we will have our very own MUIC Case Club President, Ms. Intira Setavoraphan, and Vice President Sihapanha Moun, to talk a little bit about this year's competition. Finally, to end the session, we will have an interactive interview session with last year's HSBC Thailand Business Case Competition 2022 champions and Thailand representatives at HSBC HKU Business Case Competition 2022, Team Stonk. Then, at the end of the session, we will have a few important announcements. We advise all MU and MUIC attendees to please stay back after that for MU and MUIC specific announcements. So now on to the most anticipated speaker for today from HSBC Thailand. Ladies and gentlemen, please give it up for Mr. Tomoghno Ghose, who is a Senior Business Planning and Execution Manager, CEO's office at HSBC Thailand. As an undergraduate, he won University Entrepreneurship Competition and completed his master's at Cass Business School, London. Please give him an applause as he comes onto the stage to share his view from case competitions to a career in banking.
Thank you, Piyush. What a fantastic introduction. I'm almost making me blush here. So good evening, everyone, and thanks for joining. So, I mean, at the end of my 15 minutes, I hope I can kind of add some value to your thought about participating in a business case competition. So before I begin, I'd like to give a little bit more introduction of how I've come to work at HSBC Thailand, where I started off and what I studied. So as Piyush mentioned, I studied in Cass Business School, London. When I participated at this case competition, it's kind of similar to what Mahidol University is arranging. However, it was just internally within Cass Business School. So I studied banking and international finance as my undergraduate degree. Do you mind if we turn the background music down a bit?
Oh yeah, sure. Can we please have?
Otherwise, I'll start singing. Okay. Yes. So yes, I studied at Cass Business School, and I participated at this case competition in 2014. I had to go back and check, so it's been a while. And it was basically open to everyone in the university. So that was about 1,000+ students. And we had to create our own innovative idea, either in groups or as individuals, that does not exist in the market at that moment. So I got together, as many of you would do, with some close friends, trusted friends, and we kind of thought about what really could work. But to be honest with you, this was kind of like my idea, and I needed the support of some extra spare hands to kind of create this movement of participating in the competition and promoting the idea. So how it worked over there is we come up with a blueprint of the idea. We then post it online in this page that they created. And then it will be open for other members of the university to vote for which they think is the best idea. And then they find the 10 ideas with the most number of online votes. It was literally like a Facebook like button on the idea. And then we'd have to develop a prototype and present in front of senior business executives from the City of London, including banks and startups and non-financial organizations. So I kind of, it's similar to what you'll be going through in the process of HSBC's Thailand's case competition from what I've seen last year. And I was also a judge last year and one of the rounds. Okay, so if we then start back, so I had this idea, and it was more about getting people at that first preliminary stage to vote for my idea, to then be able to qualify into the finals with the other 10 competitors. And from that, I had to obviously promote it in multiple channels. I had to start speaking to people about it. I had to go to lectures and kind of nag lecturers to see if I can have a last 5 minutes at the end of the class to kind of get my peers to vote for it. And this kind of confidence to be able to promote yourself is quite hard, actually. I'm not someone that likes talking too much about myself. I don't really enjoy being much in the limelight. So I think, but actually, when you come into a career in banking, especially in as I started off in London, which was as you know, is a financial hub in Europe and in the world, and there's a lot of people who really like to gloat about themselves, and you have to be able to compete with these people to stand out, because you might be the one that has the great ideas, but if people don't know you, you don't really get anywhere in your career. It's all about how much of a noise you can make, and I think a good line that you can remember is, the squeaky wheel gets the oil. So there might be, you might have 10 bicycles and all the wheels are needing a bit of oil, but the squeakiest one is the one that you're going to oil because you know that that's the one that needs extra grease and smoothing out. So it's similar here where I had to be the one making the noise in order for people to know about me and vote for me in the preliminary stage. So I guess this is the same in your careers as well. As you quickly find out, it's more about do people know who you are? Do people know what is it that you can offer? And then only will they be able to trust you and enable you to be promoted to the next level. So, I mean, I'm trying to kind of paint the story here in a logical sense. But then if I were to jump now to my career, I started off in banking in the graduate scheme of HSBC. And there were about, what I'm told globally, 17,500 applicants for the graduate scheme when I joined. And they accepted 550-ish, globally across all the markets that we operate in. And part of that process, they wanted to understand about entrepreneurial spirits and thoughts. And I was able to then talk about this case competition or this business competition that I undertook in university. And it was actually a kind of really good talking point on my CV at that stage, because coming straight from university, you're not going to have much, if any, working experience in what you're applying for. You might have studied about it. You might have done a 2-month internship at best. But you're not going to know everything about it. So employers are really out there to understand how much you can think out of the box. What have you done in your university career that shows that you can stand out from your peers at university? And that means that you might stand out from your colleagues at work as well. And that's really a plus point in taking part of these competitions. You don't need to win, but if you're able to communicate and show that you acted in a group, you presented in front of hundreds of people, you were able to convince business leaders to vote for you, then surely you'd get some extra points as you're interviewing. And I can assure you that. And now going back to the case competition that I did. So after that, I was able to build the kind of confidence in myself to promote myself and the product that I'm selling. And it was also, then I realized what the other participants are doing. And I tried to be a bit different. And I tried to promote myself and my teammates as the face of developing. Okay. And so if you think about it now, we all know Tesla and we all know Elon Musk, but actually what's the face of Tesla? The face of Tesla is actually Elon Musk. People, some people hate him, some people love him. But when you think of Tesla, you think of Elon Musk, and it has a kind of, it's a cool car to drive. Even though most people have never sat in a Tesla and know anything about it, but because there's so much buzz around it, they assume that it's great to own one. Even though there might be other EV cars out there, as we all know there are as well. So then I kind of turned this into a kind of profiling about myself, about what I do, the kind of interest that I have, and kind of get people to trust me as a person first, and then trust my product that I've created. And this turned out really well because the other teams, they were promoting their product, but they didn't know about, they weren't promoting themselves. Okay, and then people go for products, people buy things which at that stage, you know who owns this, you know what the person stands for. And at the end of this, I think it was a few weeks, I was able to get over 500 likes, okay, on my concept. And now if I think back into a career in banking, a lot of the times what we do in banking, if as a kind of relationship manager, as a private banker, an investment counselor, for example, is we meet with clients and we try to sell products. But at the end of the day, the client, you're actually selling yourself to the client because they have to trust you in order to trust your advice. And I think if you I think that's true in the case of all businesses, not just in banking, but this skill that I learned in my business competition is that I'm getting people to trust me first before I get them to trust my product. And that's something that is a real transferable skill if you're entering the world of banking. And to give an example, before I moved to Thailand, I worked in the private bank. And I develop investment products for ultra high net worth clients. And the relationship managers, they need to build a relationship to trust that the clients trust them first before they're able to pitch a product to them. So if I were to say, I can see someone called Pete here. So if I were to go to Pete and I say, hey, Pete, invest 5 million in this equity linked note. And he'd be like, who are you? Why do I need to trust you? You have to develop that relationship first, and people need to know who you are. Like we know Warren Buffett, right? He's a trusted person. You follow his stock advice, and he's made a lot of money on it. So we kind of go with what he has to say. So that's the initial stage. Now, if I go to the next stage, which was presenting at this marketplace, we kind of have a prototype. You've got all these business leaders in. Everyone's hustling these business leaders, and at the end of the day, they vote, and whoever had the most votes would win the competition. At that stage, it was about clear explanations. What is it that you're solving? Why is this great for? Why would this work in the real world? Why would this concept work? How would this revolutionize the industry? I had a kind of sustainable and social side to it as well, where I was able to show how my product would help the community and help underprivileged people, even though that had nothing to do with the product. But there was a component of it where I said we'll donate some of the profits for underprivileged for the underprivileged society or those that need food security, because my product was something about food. And at the end of the day, that really stood out from what the others were doing. And I give you an example. Another person, they put a lot of time into building a fancy prototype and a nice PowerPoint presentation about what they're doing. But we had A3 pages of paper, and I was able to talk about it better. I was able to talk more about how the society benefits from what we're doing. And if now I look into a banking point of view, a lot of our focus in the bank is about sustainability. It's about how do we help people to prosper, help businesses to thrive, whilst also helping the society around us. And I think these days the banks have all moved away from helping a few to helping the mass. So we're now kind of trying to help everyone in what we're doing as well. And I think that thought, which I created whilst in the business case competition, is actually transferable in what banks as a whole do at this moment. And obviously, at this stage, I had to, even though I was kind of the person leading this business competition, I had to brief my teammates, I had to get them on board, make sure they turn up, and also make sure they know exactly what to talk about, do practice runs. And that's things that you have to do in the office a lot. You have to present to, for example, you have to present to your boss, you have to present to your teammates, different departments, even government, government officials, clients, trade unions, about what is it that you want to do. And because I had gone through this process, kind of prepped this at university, when it came to my first presentation in the graduate scheme, I was able to kind of use the same buzzwords and the same style of presentation, which I rehearsed and know worked well in my business competition, and that helped. And then obviously talking is a huge part of business competition. Last year as I said, I judged one of the rounds, and I felt that some of the students really were kind of shy to speak up, let's say. And I think being in this competition, it makes you speak up. You have to speak up, and actually you realize people are not scary. They're not gonna come down shouting at you. They're not gonna do anything to you. If you making mistakes, saying something wrong here and there, it's part of the learning process. And I can put my hand up and I can say that I might come out with things that are inaccurate sometimes, but this everyone does. People are not always correct, and that's why you have a team. That's why you get in the real world, you work in a group, you have team meetings where someone might say something which another person might say, hey, hang on, actually that won't work because of A, B, and C. And then you realize, yeah, that's true. But it doesn't mean that you've lost or you're not getting paid at the end of the day. Okay, so don't feel shy to speak up in the case competitions. Raise your voice, make people know who are you. Otherwise, they can't trust your ideas. Make people believe that you have the right skill sets, the right ideas. Perception is very important in banking and in running for competitions. And then moving on, the judges, I guess in my university competition, they moved around, they spoke to all the 9 other teams. And at the end of the evening, we did win. My team did win the competition. And obviously that was great. And it attracted a bit of media attention at that time because it was a well-known competition. And I was able to really use this as a pivot in my interviews when applying for jobs after finishing university. And it had helped, getting onto the graduate scheme, which kind of was it was a fast track management scheme, let's put it like that, which if I remember, a lot of my early round of interviews was spent talking about this competition that I participated in. So, it's helped me to get where I am at the moment. If I give you a bit more background about my career, as I said, I started off in the HSBC graduate scheme in London. I had rotations in project management, in financial crime compliance, looking at bribery and corruption across the markets that we operate in. How can we have a stringent framework to stop, to kind of operate in an ethical way and stop bribery and corruption that we could do or might receive from the members of the public or government officials. And then I worked in a retail bank because in the UK, HSBC has a retail presence, just like say Kasikorn Bank here, with big retail bank there. And I had to, straight out of university, be what they call a sales and service manager, which meant that I am responsible for the products that we sell in a day, in a month, what we've given our clients. So for example, how many credit cards have we issued, how much loans have we done, how much mortgages have we done, how much money have we put into mutual funds, how many bank accounts have we opened, obviously. And this is coming straight from university, and then being asked to be accountable for this kind of KPIs of a retail branch network. And that's I had to convince a team that have been doing this since, I don't know, when I was in primary school, perhaps, that they have to listen to me, and I have new ideas. And a lot of that is, as I said, is about perception. It's about bringing new ideas to the table, fresh pair of eyes, and about being someone that they can trust. Participating in this competition, the skills that you learn, the kind of process that you go through, hopefully at the end of it, makes you a more confident person who can bring new ideas and someone that people can trust and understand what they're trying to say. So yeah, that was my first year kind of in the graduate scheme. After that, I moved into project management for credit cards and overdrafts, and as that, I kind of worked in a team in headquarter to develop new ideas about lending, so unsecured loans, overdrafts, and credit cards. And again, new ideas. I had to bring to the table new ideas. I had to put these ideas through governance forums, which is essentially like convincing the police to let you go because your crime isn't as okay. But I think it's more about convincing stakeholders to accept your idea, even though there are risks to it. Let's put it like that. And a lot of this case competition that you go through, you have to convince people that your idea is the best, and your idea is secure, and your idea is firm. And that helped me when I came to talk about my ideas and how I would present myself in front of stakeholders whose seal of approval I needed in order to launch a product. So I did that, and then as I mentioned, I also worked in the private bank, developing investment products for high net worth clients, and that was all about relationship management skills. Private bank is a relationship management heavy base. That was all about personality, about how you can convey your opinions and how you can get your ideas through our legal compliance teams, and it's all about presenting efficiently. So I hope, you know, I've given you some idea about how this has helped me get to the CEO's office in HSBC Thailand. And I wouldn't have been here if I hadn't had these skills, which now thinking back at it, I have a lot to thank the competition that I went through.
Definitely. Thank you so much, Khun Tom, for such valuable advice. I can really see that, you know, this competition really shaped how you developed as a speaker, you developed as a presenter, as an idea, as a strategist, and then how it really helped you develop your career in banking. So how many of the people here want to develop a career in banking? Would you like to raise your hands, please? You can show us reactions. We have one.
I guess I've scared them all.
Two.
The stunk team.
We have Khun Eileen, Khun Peem,
And
Peppa.
Pima. Okay, we've got some.
Definitely. I mean, you know, you guys should be really taking Khun Tom's advice here. And I really love the point, Khun Tom, where you talked about how all the squeaky wheels are the ones that get the oil. So I can only help but imagine what me in the future, how I would reflect back to my current present, what I did in university life now will shape me in the future.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. Sasha, what is next? What do we have next?
Yes, so now we are moving on to the most important part, which is the photo session. I would like to advise all participants to please turn on your cameras for a photo session. Now please turn on your camera to let us see all your beautiful smiles, and our team will be capturing the photo. So I'll be counting 1 to 3. And the first one will be the formal one, and the second one will be the informal. So feel free to open your cameras, show us your beautiful smiles. We all want to see a big frame with happy people and also people who are excited for this event. So I will count to 3 soon.
All of you guys would be on the MCC page on Facebook, so you guys will get famous. Please turn on your cameras, show us your lovely smile for the picture. And please hold your pose because we will cycle through different pages. We'll be taking photos one at a time. Okay, are we ready? We're still waiting on a few more people to turn on their cameras. Please do, please do.
Are we ready? All right. I see majority.
Okay, Sasha, let's give us a countdown.
Okay. 3, 2, 1.
Keep holding your pose, guys.
Okay, thank you. And now for the informal ones, you can just put up any act, or you can just do the peace sign. And you know the one that's trending right now, the Y2K one? I know a lot of people like that, so go with whatever you like. Yeah, so we can do the Y2K one if you want. Okay, so I'll count to 3.
What is that? I'm not in trend. What is it?
That is like, it's a trend that people like to do this sign, the Y2K. It's a style, actually, this one.
No,
it's downward piece.
Oh, yeah. It's a downward piece.
Yeah, like this one. You flip your hand this side. Yeah, on the other side. Yeah, okay, something like that works. Okay. Okay, so we'll start now. 3.
Okay, Sasha, give us a countdown.
Okay. 3, 2, 1. 3, 2, 1. Thank you so much, everyone, for the photo session. We'll share this to the page, so don't forget to check us out. And now, thank you for that. And moving on to the next session is that we would like to invite, Moving on to the next session, we would like to invite our very own MUIC Case Club leaders, the president and the vice president, to talk about what's happening with this year's HSBC Thailand Business Case Competition. I also assure you that this year it's a whole lot bigger and better. So welcome Pinina and Pipanya.
Right, thank you so much, Sasha. Hi, good evening to Khun, Khun Tom, and everyone here. Really lovely to see all of you here at the Entree session. I'm Nina, or Intira, the president of MUIC Case Club, and with me here, I have a very good friend and trustable colleague, Panya.
Well, hello there. I hope you guys are hearing my voice very well. My name is Sihapanha Moun, or you can also call me Panya. I am the current vice president of MUIC Case Club. And this year again, it's such an honor for the HSBC Thailand partner, and that is Khun Roskamol, and also us here, the team at the Mahidol University International College, to be hosting the prestigious case competition, the HSBC Thailand Business Case Competition, for 3 consecutive years.
Right, exactly. And I'm just so happy to see how much we have grown together. Honestly, we have done this for 3 years, so I promise you are in good hands, right? And all of this effort and hard work from MUIC Case Club team is really for you guys, the top talents of Thailand. So Panya and I will take a short 10 minutes to quickly introduce the format of this year's competition. So those of you who are potential competitors, please pay close attention.
That's right. Take some notes if you guys need to. I'll give you some time to take the paper and the pen out. Okay, so HSBC Thailand Business Case Competition is a prestigious, actually one of the most prestigious business case competitions in the world. The reason why we are prestigious, it's not just only because of us, the organizer, but you yourself as competitors and the judges themselves, which, yes, empowered or powered by the HSBC Thailand Bank. That's why we are quite a renowned case competition. So this year, we are looking for the talents of the best around Thailand to compete and winning the title of being the champion. This year alone, 20 teams, ladies and gentlemen, will be coming from 8 universities. And those universities are the Assumption University, Bangkok University, Chulalongkorn University, Kasetsart University, Mahidol University, Thammasat University. And this year, we are going to debut 2 more universities to be in our lists. And those are the Panya Piwat Institute of Management, and last but not least, the Nakarin Virod University. Now, please be reminded that only invited universities are allowed to be sending their teams to compete in this prestigious case competition.
Right, thank you so much, Panya. So next is the timeline for this year's event. Today, we mark the first event on 23rd of February, which is the Entree session. And on the 18th of March, we will have our second event, which is open to only competitors, the 20 teams. The 20 teams will then gather at our beautiful campus, Mahidol University International College, to have an advanced crash course on case cracking and to get the opportunity to network with fellow competitors. So please follow our social media to keep track on the events and the opportunities. Right, next one, we have round 1 competitions, which the presentation date of round 1 is on Wednesday, 26th of April, which means that you will have to crack the case on Tuesday, 25th of April, the day before. So round 2, you will crack the case on 26th of April after round 1 presentation, and will present the next day on 27th of April. Top 4 finalists will be announced right after round 2 presentation. The finalist teams then will have to crack the final round case on 28th of April, Friday, and present live at HSBC headquarters at Silom on 29th of April on Saturday. Other competitors, you are welcome to join as spectators in the final round. Right, so the competition format follows similar format to last year's competitions, where 20 teams will be allocated to 5 different divisions, 4 teams per division. Well, scoring system, the first place, second place, third place, and fourth place team will receive 4 points, 3 points, 2 points, and 1 point respectively. This same system will be done for round 2, and the 4 teams with the most points accumulated after 2 rounds will advance to the final rounds. Okay, awards. Exciting. So I would say HSBC Thailand has always been super generous. The winning team will receive a cash prize of 120,000 Thai baht and represent Thailand at the Asia Pacific round in June. The first runner-up will receive 80,000 Thai baht, second runner-up will receive 40,000 Thai baht, and third runner-up will receive 20,000 Thai baht. All teams will receive certificates of participants. And of course, we also have awards for the best introductory team videos. Right, so Panya will be enlightening you guys on the rules and regulation next. Panya, on to you.
Thank you, Nina. So rules and regulations are quite simple. So I'm going to go very abruptly onto that. So teams, those that are competing, you guys are allowed to use any resources that you guys have, but you are not allowed to solicit any assistance from an external member or, those that are not the assigned mentors or the organizing committee. Teams are allowed to craft a maximum of 30 slides. Ladies and gentlemen, that is 30 slides, not including the backup slides. Teams are also encouraged to submit the presentation slides no later than the stated deadline. If one submission is made more than one, the committee will consider the latest version. And last but not least, after the submission, no changes are allowed to be made. Now, in regards to the presentation slides, here are some things the competitors should take note. Here at HSBC Business Case Competitions, being the prestigious one, the way that we do our slides are actually different than the normal business case competitions. We're using markers and papers. So slides must be all hand-drawn by using the markers in different colors. For example, the color blue, black, red, or green. Once finished, all the slides should be compiled, scanned in the PDF file for submission. The slides must be all in English language. And last but not least, no slides should be made by using any Google Slides or PowerPoint or even using electronic devices such as your tablets. So how is your presentation or the performance overall is going to be judged? These are what the judges are going to be looking for. Key issues, the way that you define the problems, and analysis, the way that you are smartly showcasing how you understand the problems. Implementation, and that is you showing the solutions and how it will be practical and how it will be beneficial to the company. Handling of questions, that's when the judges ask you the questions, the way that you perform, the way that you answer them. And last but not least, coherency in terms of presenting. So the way that you conduct your performance overall in this business case competition. Now, if you're able to ace all those elements, you are going to be one of the potential winners. And that's pretty much it from my side as of, the rules and regulations and the information about the competitions. Now, we have a small pocket amount of time. If you have any questions to ask us, please feel free to ask us. Please, turn on your camera, turn on your voice and ask us, or you can also ask in the chat box, okay? So we have 5 minutes for that, ladies and gentlemen. Anyone has any questions?
If you have any questions, you can now type it in the chat box and we can read it out for you.
I think everyone is super clear with our rules and regulations. Or actually, some of them are competing again, so they know what's up,
Right. I mean, if you have further questions in regards of our, business case competition this year, for sure, you are encouraged to follow our social media at MUIC Case Club.
If
Okay.
not, then let's move on. I think all of our organizing team are here to answer any of your questions. So you can send us private chats or you can send us anytime during this session. All right, Sasha and Piyush.
All right. So we don't see any questions. If you have any questions, you can go to our Instagram, MUIC Case Club. Now, thank you so much for the very informative session. Let's give a round of applause to Pinina and Pipanya. Thank you.
Thank you so much, no, Sasha.
Okay, so now all of you must have been waiting for this. So now we would like to welcome last year's HSBC Thailand Business Case Competition 2022 champions. That is Team Stong. Team Stong, please say hi to your audience and your fan club once you hear your name. So firstly, from Team Stong, we have Khun Badi, or Mr. Surnara Badi San, from Faculty of Economics from Thammasat University, who is currently studying Bachelor of Economics. He is currently the Vice President of Academics at Thammasat Bachelor of Economics Case Club. Next, we have Khun Chu, or Miss Porchuyer, from Thammasat University studying Bachelor of Economics as well. She is currently a deputy leader at the Young Seekers Cambodia.
Next, we have Khun Panya or Mr. Chanpanya Shea from Faculty of Economics from Thammasat University, studying Bachelor of Economics. He's a case crackling enthusiast and an active member of the BECC, the Bachelor of Economics Case Club. Next is Khun Copter, Mr. Banason Ulachitanantakun from Faculty of Economics, Thammasat University, studying Bachelor of Economics, and he's academics and competition driving. He likes to train his mind through sports, and he's currently focusing on his academics. So now,
Hi guys.
So now it's time to ask Team Stonk some questions that will give some valuable insights to all potential participants. So Team Stonk, are you ready for the question?
Okay. Team Stonk,
Yeah.
my first question to you guys is, what are the few topics or industries that you think that competitors this year should read more on or prepare for this year?
So for industries, I believe throughout our journeys, fintech have been the major topics that we did, and also automobiles, like especially EVs. And one interesting event that has just been happening is that the real wage of the previous year, I believe, has just been going down for the first time in decades. So maybe you guys should go searching information about the HR, the human resource and labor stuff.
Thank you so much for your answer. And I'm sure these topics are something that the members who are looking to participate or compete can look into. And for the next question, we have, what was your preparation strategy leading up to the last year's competition?
So I'll gladly take this question. So our strategy leading up to the last year competition, I believe we were actually quite new to the game, to the competition. We were the young chicks, and what we did was actually we had to practice a lot to familiarize ourselves with the case competition, and that is with the help of previous competitors, and of course of our alumni who actually are working now. So they gave a lot of helpful comments. And one of the things that I found really helpful for us was to actually review the cases from previous competitions and actually try to solve it and present it to alumni, to people who actually have experience in these case competitions. And one more thing is to actually watch previous competitors, especially those on the regional round, on what is their thinking process, how they did it on a more global stage, and how do they make sense of their strategies and stuff, how do they justify themselves, and how do they carry out those strategies with clarity and communicate to the judges and the audience as well. Yes, I think that's what we did kind of. Thank you.
Right, thank you, buddy. For sure, practice and preparation always makes a person perfect. So guys, do take notes of that. So the next team, I think this must be a very common question from all people those are planning to make a team, right? So what do you guys believe that makes a good team? Is it the skills, is it diversity, or is it the courage to actually go out and compete?
So I would like to tackle the questions. For me, I think it's definitely diversity, as many people have their specialties. Like for us, for example, Buddy have a very good skill in finance, and Porchu have a very fast mind to think and answer, and I can do the good interviews. And another one aspect that's very important is that there might be controversies during your case cracking. So I encourage you guys to listen to your friends and don't think that your notion is always the most correct one.
I'm sure each team member has different kind of skills. Oh, sorry. So, Khun Badi. Okay.
If I would like to add on, I think one other aspect of winning is actually the courage to actually go out there and tackle what is given to you, right? As I've mentioned, we were quite new to the competitions, but we actually went out there, like we wanted to learn, like no matter the result, in the end, we would learn something from this competition. So it actually took us a lot of courage, especially when we had to physically present to the judges in the final round. Yes, thank you.
Thank you, Khun Vadika. Thank you, and thank you, Khun Copter. Also, I'm sure each team member appointing what their skills are at, and also the courage is really important. And I think for the last question, because we are in a little bit of time crunch, what are the basic skills and technical skills knowledge do you think a competent case cracker should have to be ready for the competition? Yes, ka, Khun Panya ha.
So for the basic skill and technical skill that would need to compete in this case cracking, I think what we need the most is the analytical skills. Seems like we have to do the analysis on the problem and like come up with the good solution. And also one more skill that we need is the marketing. Seems like after we get the solution, we have to do the presentation. So what we need the most is we sell our idea to the judge, so that they know what we are working on and what we propose so far. Yeah.
Yes, Khun Kapta, please continue.
So I really want to emphasize on this. So a good storyline is like so significant for the case cracking presentation, as you need to like have a cohesive storyline, like to make the flow so fluent and like it connects together, not like an intermittent slide. So like first think about the strategies and then start thinking about what the slide should be, 1, 2, 3, something like that.
Right, definitely. The pitch definitely makes the sales, right? Okay. I'm sure the participants have the participants here at the networking session have a lot more questions. So we would like to open the floor to the audience. Guys, do you have any questions? Please open your mics. You can talk. You can raise your hand. We can, you can ask questions, or if you're shy, please put the questions in the comments and we'll read it out for you. Okay, we have our first person here. Khun Chan, would you like to ask a question?
Yes, sure. As a team, when you guys get into disagreements, how do you go about solving the disagreement?
I could handle this question. Thank you so much. I think it's also one of the most important questions as a team. I think when we have disagreement in terms of strategy or any solution, most of us would like to take a step back, actually, to listen to each other idea first. And instead of like trying to disagree with the member idea, I would suggest each member to actually take time and consider those ideas by researching more of his opinion. Is there any reason or data to actually back up those idea opinion? And then we should come to the common ground to select the idea or strategy that is the best for the case. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, Khun Chan Porsche. Sorry if I'm pronouncing your name wrong. And thank you so much, Khun Shu. For the next question, we have Jay. So can you please tell us a little bit about yourself, and then maybe you can go into the question. Thank you.
Okay, so I currently study marketing, and my question was, you guys talked about how analysis is one of the most important parts of cracking this competition, but my question is, what would you say is more important, real world analytical skills, where it's based on experience, based on your academics, or you sort of go instinctually about it as well, where obviously we're all newer students and we don't have most field experience. So would you say that that instinct of just, okay, I think even though I haven't learned much or haven't faced a situation like this, instinctually this is what I feel like doing, do you think that would be important as well?
maybe I could answer this question again. I think it's a very good question because I personally can relate to this question as I was a second year student when I joined this competition. And I would say that both are important when you're breaking the case. First, when you read the case, maybe your instinct would tell you, oh, this is right or wrong. And to have the good instinct to actually evaluate the case is very important as well. However, when you have those hypotheses in your mind, you need to do the research and need the data to actually confirm if the hypothesis that you make up in your mind is correct or not.
Okay, thank you very much.
Yeah, yes.
Wow, that's amazing. Okay, do we have any other questions? I do have a question. Okay, we have Khun Yatip here.
Okay, I have a question that how do you guys handle with time pressure when it's come to 6-hour competition since HSBC is really intense competitions?
I think I can answer that question because like
sure.
I think the dynamics within our team is quite unorthodox compared to other teams as I've seen it. I think we operated in a more democratic way, unlike most teams. So I think when we got the case, all of us read it. We have an idea of what is actually happening in the case, and then we actually discuss with it. We take a lot of time discussing to actually have a common ground and have like a unified idea of what we're going to do. So this helped with the flow and clarity of what we will be doing and proposing to the judges. So yes, we discuss and then we actually divide the parts according to our, I would call it expertise, but I'm sure we haven't graduated yet. So yeah, thank you.
Okay, definitely. So democracy and decision making based on the team agreements is very important. Okay, that's great. Okay, so we have a question in the chat from Khun Konpat. So the question goes, how can you guys handle the case when you got a case from an unfamiliar industry? Like, how can you come up with strategies from blank?
I would say that when we got the case from a very unfamiliar industry, it would be very like the worst nightmare for us in the case competition. However, I would recommend you to actually be more prepared and read and crack a lot of case before the actually day of the competition, because when you crack more case, I think you can get familiar to more industry as well. So nevertheless, even though it's very unfamiliar to you, you can kind of get some sense of familiarity between one industry to another in order to solve the case.
Okay, thank you so much, Ear, for that. Okay, so I got a question on my direct message, and it reads, hello, Krub, is there any limit for number of groups per university? Yes, there is we have 8 invited universities, and please check with your university. If you belong from one of those 8 universities, please check from there if your university has received an invitation and how many teams are allocated. Okay, do we have any other questions related to Team Stong? We have about 5 minutes left.
I think that's
yes, about team, I want to ask, like, I heard from my professor. She told me that we can have a team only we have like one Thai student in that. Is that true?
Nina, do you want to ask a question?
Right. So I mean, as the organizers, we would like to take that question. Thank you very much. Movita, is it? Where are you from?
I'm from Cambodia.
Oh, okay. Cambodians coming strong, right? So actually, we don't have limits, or we have actually all competitors can join the competitions regardless of their nationalities. So in one team, you can have all 4 different nationalities. That you don't have to have Thai students in it. So maybe communicate that with your professors, right? That from organizer sides, we are open to all, as long as you are undergrad students from the same universities in one team.
Exactly. So what we're looking for, the reason why we're saying we are looking for, like Nina said, to add on to my colleague, we are looking for a team that is composed of any people from any backgrounds. But what you guys have to be is to be from a Thai institution or a Thai university here. So then you guys are able to represent Thailand because you are a student here in Thailand, okay? So I hope we answer your question. Thank you.
Which university are you from? So we can maybe send an email to your university find that.
Thank you. My teammate just told me that it was a different competition that needs Thai students.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm from Panyapivat.
Okay. We look forward to see you in the competitions.
Thank you.
Thank you for such a delightful questions and answers. Do we have any more questions? This is one exclusive moment to ask Team Stong and talk to them. Are there some more?
Okay, I did get a question in my DM, and this is what I'm curious about too. So this will, because of time limitations, we'll keep this as the last question. So Team Stong, the person asks, how do you prove yourself for a business case competition without having a coach or an advisor?
I may answer this question. So in the scenario that you don't have a coach or advisor, I would advise you to follow the official website of HKU University, that they have the research website where they also post the video about the workshop, I believe. So you can go through the results that they give you, where they post the workshop about training, like storytelling training and the other training as well. I think those have a lot. And on top of this, I also encourage you to search for the previous year competition, watch those videos, learn from their strategy and pick up their presentation skill. It helps you a lot.
Yes, Khun Kapta.
So to be more precise, I think one channel that is very good is the HSBC HKU YouTube channel. That one is very good, so you can see how like professional or a good quality student that is representing their countries, how they present, how they deal with the problems. And also you could also look in the real situation, like past news, like how big corporations like Apple or Facebook deal with the problem they are facing.
Okay, definitely. I hope all of you guys have been taking notes of what all the questions that Team Strong has been answering. Sasha, on to you.
Yes, thank you so much to Team Strong for such a pleasant answers and those advices. I'm sure a lot of people here could use those for their future if they want to compete. And thank you for being here a lot, for sharing your time and giving us such useful and important advices. Piyush, take over.
Okay, so that concludes all of our today's activities. We would once again like to thank all the guest speakers who took their time out of their busy schedules to be part of the HSBC Thailand Business Case Competition 2023 on tour session. But before we end the session, we would like to make a few important announcements. Our next event for the participants from the invited universities will be the HSBC Thailand Business Case Competition Participants Networking Session on Saturday, March 18th. For this event, we have two very amazing guest speakers invited to train on how to crack cases. We would also like to remind all invited competing teams that the last date for the registration is March 10th. Please reach out to your contacted professors. So, that we know that there will be a lot of exciting events. Now, if you have any further inquiries, do not hesitate to contact us on our socials. For MUIC Case Club socials, you can reach out to us on Instagram at @MUIC Case Club, on Facebook at MUIC Case Club, on our Gmail at muic.caseclub@gmail.com, and on LinkedIn at MUIC Case Club. Also, we require all attendees to please scan the QR code and provide us with the feedback of your experiences at HSBC Thailand Business Case Competition 2023 tour session. Chat box for people, those who cannot scan the QR code. And for attendees from MUIC, we request you to please stay back for a little longer so that you can have access to the 80 hours form and some further announcements on the MUIC internal rounds and for selecting the HSBC teams representing Mahidol.
Well, I think Piyush, time flies, and when we're enjoying ourselves, time just goes quick. So should we end this session? You?
Do it.
Okay. So we want to say a very big thank you to everyone for joining, for being such excellent participants, and for bringing such great show of professionalism to today's event. I personally have gained so much knowledge from today, and I believe everyone here knows that an investment in knowledge pays the best interest. Again, thank you so much to all guest speakers today, Khun Roskamol, Khun Tomoghno, and Team Stonk. I'm sure all of us have greatly benefited from your valuable sharings. And of course, not to mention, the biggest thank you to HSBC Thailand for sponsoring and making all this possible. My name is Sasha.
And my name is Piyush.
And thank you for attending our on-tour session. See you next event on the networking day at MUIC for all the registered participants.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Hello. Good evening.
Bye.
Thank you. All MUIC attendees, please remember to stay back. Thank you much for attending. Good evening. Bye.
Very much. Goodbye.
Everybody.
Have a nice day.
Goodbye.
Bye. Thank you for attending.
MUIC attendees, please remember to stay back. We have some important announcements for you guys.
Bye-bye.
Sasha, Piyush, I think hopefully all of you here are MUIC students.
All right. So
We still see about 48 people. Okay, so MUIC students, this is your time to shine. We would like to take this opportunity to inform you that you can compete and earn your spot for representing Mahidol as one of the 4 teams at HSBC Thailand Business Case Competition this year. So we have decided to host an internal round open to both MU and MUIC, where you will be solving a 6-hour case on March 7th and post-internal judging. Top 8 teams will be selected who will be presenting their case in person at MUIC on 11th March, where judges will select top 4 teams to represent our home, Mahidol. Please feel free to scan the QR code to sign up if you already have a team. And if you do not have a team, don't worry, we have an open chat. So you can go to the form, you can put in the option where you do not have a team yet, and it will lead you to a QR code, which you can scan and join the open chat and you can find a team. So once you're done with that, we also have a QR code for you to fill out so that you can get your 80 hours. The link will again be sent to the chat box for the people, those who cannot scan the QR codes. Also, if you have any question, please feel free to ask us now or reach out to us on our socials as we mentioned earlier.